old town. This country boy is a singing when the sun goes down. He had all the answers about the way things ought to be. Some folks came to listen, some folks couldn't see that there's pain in his fingers, pain in his heart, trying to make a living, searching for a brand new start. Who needs somebody?
Yeehaw!
Welcome aboard to Keeping Country Strong.
Are you tired of yeehawing yet?
No, I love it every week I yeehaw, and it's not a problem.
They must love it down Manhattan. And if we go to Idaho, they'll probably really like it out there.
I guarantee we're the only show doing any yeehawing in Manhattan, that's for sure. And welcome aboard, everybody, on Manhattan MNN Cable, Lifestyle Channel.
Right.
We're on at 2:30 Wednesday mornings. So check us out if you get a chance.
Well, Rick's from over by Newburgh. Why don't you tell everybody you're from Newburgh area, aren't you?
Actually, I live in Monticello, New York.
Oh, he's in Monticello. So
No, that's close. It's in the Hudson Valley.
what times does it air? You got all the details
Our musical
on this.
guest tonight is Rick Nestler, and his website's ricknestler.com. So if you're watching us on TV in Time Warner in the Hudson Valley, you got a computer right next to you. Check out the website right now. For Sullivan County, Pine Bush, Middletown, and points in between, we're on Wednesday nights, 9 p.m., Channel 23. And on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. in Newburgh, Cornwall, Washingtonville, and points in between in that area. And I think Poughkeepsie also we're on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Over in Dutchess County. We got some at Dutchess County.
Goes to Montague and that whole, not Montague, thinking the other town right over there. It's on the tip of my tongue.
What, in Poughkeepsie?
No, it's never mind. I'll remember when I get to it.
Well, we're on everywhere.
I was supposed to play there, but they didn't hire me. So.
Right. Montague, is that what you're...
No, it ain't Montague.
Montgomery.
Yay! What a tech director we got
Which is
here.
right next to my town of...
I know it started with an M.
It's right next to the hamlet of...
Bullville.
That's right, Bullville. Everybody in
brother.
Bullville.
You know, we're losing it here.
Welcome aboard. if you have Time Warner and you're north of Rockland County, Channel 23, it's either on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday nights. We're on live right here in Port Jervis and Deer Park. And a big shout out to Mimi and Ed Keys, our good friends.
They're probably out there listening.
We had the recent board elections.
Right.
And my co-host here was reelected as president of Access23TV.org.
.org, yeah.
Where the Keeping Country Strong broadcast studios are.
Well, we're on our show's on a lot
the
of stuff.
beautiful Hudson Valley city of Port Jervis.
Mimi's our vice president.
That's right. So I just wanted... I know they watch every week. So.
Ed's a trustee or something. Whatever he wanted to be, I know.
He just wanted the meeting to finish up.
I don't. Titles don't mean nothing. But,
no, it doesn't. All these
he just wanted to get out of here.
Our good friend, our voice man, Jay Ortiz, is the program director. And you guys got me in charge of the books, so that should be interesting.
That's right. So we get in trouble. There you go.
Treasurer, happy to be aboard. I'm honored to have been elected to the position. And it was just a great time, great people down here at Access 23. If you want to get involved, check the website out. The mailing address is on the website. Phone number, give us a call if you want to get involved. We're always looking for people. If you're interested in doing a show, putting a show together, or helping out on one of the shows and learning the tech side of the business, come on down. Give us a call.
Yeah, we're working on better cameras, better sound, and that's gonna make a big difference on the shows here.
If you're used to working with equipment from the 1980s, this is the place for you.
That's right, and we're gonna change that. And we gotta say to any of you deer hunters out there, please be safe and be careful. You know, I know Jersey just had a bear hunt, but they didn't get that many of them.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
That's a shame.
Why is this a shame? I don't want to kill any of them.
I know. Oh, you know, in my backyard, I'm always telling Carl, I wake up in the morning, there's 7 deer, there's 8 deer, there's 9 deer. Well, it's deer season,
well, you know,
folks.
when
there's only like 1
when you
or
get
2
people
deer
from
in the backyard
when you get people from down like South Jersey and all them areas move up here, they always say to us who's hunted and fished all our lives, hey, don't kill Bambi. Once they move up here and they make all these developments with $500,000 houses, they go, get rid of them deer. They're eating all our shrubs.
That's right.
It's not Bambi anymore.
No, I know, but there's nothing you can do about it. The hunters are coming up here and they're going after the deer.
Just
so
be
I feel
safe.
bad
That's
for
all
the
we want to
deer.
tell you. And all the holidays will be coming up, and I hope everybody has a good time.
Oh, we have a new listener in Middletown, New York. I want to mention John. John works at the Valvoline oil change place right on 211.
Well, yeah. Did he give us a deal? I want to get my oil changed.
They'll give you a deal. I wanted to mention that John watches the show, so that's pretty cool. He recognized me when I went in for an oil change. That place is actually pretty cool, and they're not a sponsor or anything, but I just want to mention, you just drive in. You don't even got to get out of the car.
Well, yeah.
I thought that was
Where
great.
you been? Back in the...
I don't know. They've probably been doing this for 20 years.
You've been driving a horse or what? Well, they've had that for years.
I have relatives that work in the automotive business,
Jeez.
and I usually go to their establishments to get an oil change or whatever work has to be done. Didn't have the time, so I got it real quick at this place. And with 20 minutes, I was in and out.
Well, see, them kind of stores is like Walmart is to the mom and pop stores. The mom and pop mechanic stores
right.
used to change the oil, and then they get these fast places, and
Well,
people go there. What are you
I
gonna do?
always
It's
thought
fast.
I always thought for insurance reasons that you couldn't drive in. You couldn't drive in. You have to park, and they would have to drive the car in, and then they drive it out, and you. But
They should have
apparently
driven. And you stayed in the car while you're up on the
I
lift?
stayed in. I was talking to you. I called you. Didn't I call you? I called somebody. And I was talking to you while I was in the car on the lift.
Up on the lift?
No. They go underneath. Somehow it's
Oh, okay.
underground.
There's a pit underneath.
There's a pit underneath, and the guy walks underneath, and he does the whole thing.
I've seen you drive.
You
I don't know how
lift
they
up at
trusted
all.
you.
No, it doesn't lift you up at all.
Brother.
Pretty
if it's
wild
anything
stuff.
like
It's
his
probably been around for 20
If
years.
it's
I don't
anything
know
like
the
his
clue.
trampoline, forget about it.
Another thing. Oh well, my kid's not gonna watch this before Christmas, I hope. But we bought a new trampoline, right? We ordered it. through
Did
one
you
of
get the other one out of the
through
tree?
one of the major retailers in the Hudson Valley. That's not a sponsor yet, so I'm not gonna mention who you are. But my wife ordered it online. You know that Cyber Monday deal.
Yeah.
And through this place, if you ordered it that day, free shipping. And this thing weighs 175 pounds. We got a new trampoline. 175 pounds, free shipping. It would have cost $75 to $80 with tax.
Has it got
just to ship it.
got the net and everything around it?
Got everything. It's in a box. It's still in a box. We're not going to put it up until the spring.
Oh.
But the UPS guy couldn't even back into the driveway.
Oh,
The
that's
truck
our
was so
cameraman.
big.
Remember last week? He said his one he had's caught in the trees over there.
Yeah, the trampoline's still in the tree. As a matter of fact, this is the whole thing of the story. The UPS guy's wheeling it up to the driveway. We put
Well,
it
listen,
in the
we
garage.
got to get to our
Hang
artist
on,
here.
hang on. Let me-
He's heard enough crap here.
So I tell the UPS guy that you got to check this out. So I brought him around the corner and said, my trampoline used to be there. Now it's on the other side of the property. It's still there. And I was telling him about the show. He's going to be watching the show, too. That's why I wanted
okay.
to finish the story, because you got a new watcher, a new viewer. And he thought that was pretty cool. He's like, hey, that's your trampoline. It's still attached congestively to the tree.
So
It's
instead
like,
of taking it out of the tree and fixing it, he bought a new one. That's the way this
you can't
economy
fix
is.
it. You can't fix it. It's collapsed. It's half collapsed against the tree. The metal is destroyed. It's tangled. There's nothing you could do.
Good thing you didn't have a tent.
So I'm going to leave it there all winter for all our friends that want to come by, come over to Bullville and check it out. You're welcome.
Brother.
So
Bullville.
UPS guy got a kick out of it. Now it's hidden in the garage. So
All right, now listen.
Okay.
We got a gentleman here. He's played with quite a few different celebrities, too.
yes, he has.
And he travels all around the country playing, he was telling me.
Very
So
good.
would you like to introduce him? He's going to do 4 songs for us, then he'll come over and see if he can get through all this bull crap.
Okay, his website is ricknestler.com. And everybody, let's welcome Rick Nestler.
Well, it's nice to see you, all my friends. I hope you're ready to have a good time. When I'm playing and singing my songs, you know I feel the holy light shine. And that's a light I want you all to see. So now just sit back a while, put on a smile
preacher, you best come along with me. Water's rising all around. Preacher, you best come along with me, 'cause we're headed for higher ground. But the preacher said, I'm not leaving my church. I've been a righteous man all of my life, and I know that the Lord will protect me in my hour of strife. Now the water chased the preacher to the choir loft. All of the pews were afloat. That's when the fire chief came by in his old bass boat. He said, preacher, you best come along with me. The river's gonna take this town. You've done what you could, and that was good, but this building's no reason to drown. But that preacher said, I'm not leaving my church. I've been a righteous man all of my life, and I know that the Lord will protect me in my hour of strife. Well, it kept on raining, water rose to the roof. That's where the preacher was found. When that Coast Guard helicopter tried to lower a rescue basket down. Well, the preacher just clung to the steeple, and he waved that chopper away. And though the wind and the rain raged around him, these are the words that he would say. Well, that preacher said, I'm not leaving my church. I've been a righteous man all of my life, and I know the Lord will protect me in my hour of strife. Just then a huge wave swept the church away, took the preacher off to his fate. Without a boat, that preacher went sailing right through the pearly gates. Well, the preacher went looking for the Lord when he hit that celestial shore. He said, God, I got a bone to pick with you. I'm disappointed and I'm sore. But that preacher said, I did not leave my church. I was a righteous man all of my life, and I thought that you would protect me in my hour of strife. For there I was singing your praises. You let me go down in the flood. I thought that you would save me. Wound up dead in the mud. Well, the Lord said, remember your preaching. I work in mysterious ways, you see. I sent a car, a boat, and helicopter. What more do you want from me? Thank you. Well, this is a little song I wrote a while ago. Had a number of people ask me, just how do you get around to writing your songs? I wrote this song as an answer to that question. Well, I woke up late one night. I was sitting on my sofa. I started to write, and I had some things that I wanted to say, so I picked up my guitar, started to play. Picked some notes, played a lick, gave up. Well, I knew that wasn't the right attitude. To be a star, you gotta have fortitude, and if you think fortitude's easy to say, just try to stick it in a song someday. Pick your notes, play your lick, you'll give up too. You can't force inspiration, so they say, so I had to find a better way. And I popped the top on a can of beer, and them funny little words began to appear. Pick some notes, played a lick, gave up again. I could see them words in my mind's eye, but I couldn't write them down as hard as I tried. Thought a bottle of scotch might steady my hand, and that scotch put me in the promised land. Well, I picked some notes, played that lick, pick some notes, played a lick, turn my fingers green. Well, I never did finish that talking blues, but then I guess that's no great news. In the last few minutes, if you heard me right, you heard the song I didn't write that night. While I picked my notes, played my lick, this song is finished. So are you, Nestler, you'll never play Port Jervis again. Thank you. Well, at this point in time, I think I should like to do a little number. This is an old traditional song. I go fishing in the Hudson River every once in a while. Every once in a while, come up with one of these little critters. Up here we call them crawfish, but down where my mother comes from, down in Nolans, they call them crawdad. You get a line, I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line, I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. Yonder come a man with a sack on his back, honey. Yonder come a man with a sack on his back, babe. Yonder come a man with a sack on his back. Got all the crawdad he can pack, honey, baby mine. So you get a line, I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line, I'll get a pole, baby. You get a line, I'll get a pole. You go down and grab that hole, honey, baby mine. Well, a man fell down and burst his sack, honey. Man fell down and burst his sack, baby. Man fell down and burst his sack. He had to throw them crawdad back, honey, baby mine. So you get a line, I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line, I'll get a pole, baby. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. Wake up, old man, you slept too late, honey. Wake up, old man, you slept too late, babe. Wake up, old man, you slept too late. That crawdad man coming past the gate, honey, baby mine. So you get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line and I'll get a pole, baby. You get a line and I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. Well, the old hen duck said to the drake, honey. Old hen duck said to the drake, babe. Old hen duck said to the drake, there ain't no crawdad in this lake, honey, baby mine. So you get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line and I'll get a pole, baby. You get a line and I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. Now what you gonna do when the pond goes dry, honey? What you gonna do when the pond goes dry, baby? What you gonna do when the pond goes dry? Gonna sit on the bank, watch a crawdad die, honey, baby mine. So you get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line and I'll get a pole, baby. You get a line and I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. I said, honey, baby mine. Oh, now, honey, baby mine.
On down.
Thank you. All right.
Behind door number 2, there's absolutely
Rick
nothing.
Nestler, good stuff. Website's ricknestler.com, everyone. If you're watching us, check out the website right now. ricknestler.com from right here in the Hudson Valley, Monticello.
Well, I haven't heard that song in so long.
Well,
Welcome aboard.
That's
Well, thank you.
always a hand clapper, that tune.
yep. Foot stomper, hand clapper.
Man, you
I like
put
to
a-
get kids singing that
Put a
song
little
with me.
fiddle in with that.
Oh, that'd be great.
Good stuff. Very good.
So where are you going? We just heard you're going to be playing in all these places.
Well, I'm going to be pretty busy coming up. Let's see. On December 15th, I'm going to be at the Beacon Sloop Club. We're going to have a Beacon holiday sing, and it's a benefit for a local food pantry there.
Great, yeah.
Lord knows there's enough people that need help these days. So
Right.
this is one way
There
of
isn't
giving
no
back.
work. You need-
We've mentioned it the last couple of weeks on the show to support the local food pantries
Right.
in the area if you can.
Yep. Well, I've been-
Definitely needed. That's for sure.
Well, especially since Sandy, everybody I know has been playing more and more benefits to help people out. So it only makes sense to do that anyway.
That's almost
It does.
more and more of this every year. Something.
That's right. Well,
Katrina, whatever.
especially up in Sullivan and Ulster County, like we recently did a Toys for Kids program in Ellenville fundraiser, Christmas toys for the kids for the holidays. And now it's when Sandy hit, Long Island, Jersey, you've just doubled or tripled the amount of attention that's needed.
Oh,
All
yeah,
these
well,
people are without everything. They lost everything.
Sure, people in Breezy Point, Staten
Yeah.
Island, completely.
Now you're going overseas, aren't you? Australia?
Yes, I am. In January, I'm going to be in New South Wales, Australia, right near Sydney, Australia.
Very cool.
Nice.
I'm going to be playing at a festival called the Illawarra Folk Festival. There's over 150 acts, 12 stages. It's at Slacky Flat. It's a race track, both horse and dog track out there, just north of Wollongong.
Wouldn't know, but
How long does it
when
take
you
to
know.
get to Australia? Like 16 hours or longer than that? By
Well,
air?
when I flew out there last year, I flew out from California. It took 14 hours, so it'll probably take about 18 hours because I'm going out from New York this time.
That's a long flight.
Yeah, well, you get to sleep a lot.
well, I know.
I would hope so.
Jet Williams is real popular in Australia. Hank Williams' daughter.
Oh yeah, there's a big country scene out there too. There's
In
Tamworth and
actually, I'm getting airplay out there in Australia.
Our good friend Charlie Lang, who lived out in Australia for about 5 years, and he put out a couple of CDs
Right,
in Australia.
right.
Now he's back in the States, but he went out there and played in Australia for a while. The music scene's really pretty wild out
yeah,
there.
it's pretty active. I know the Illawarra Folk Festival where I'm playing. They've got music from all over the world. They've got belly dancers, and they've got people from Thailand and Germany and England, and it's another friend of mine, Rick Polari's coming out. He lives up in Vermont. He's going to be out there. There's a lot of folks that are going to be there, and
So will they cover your flight and everything to go there or not?
well, I get paid rather well.
Well, that's all right with me.
That's what I like
I
to
wanna
hear.
go-
Finally, some
I wanna
artists
go
are
to-
getting paid really
I
well.
want to go to Australia myself.
Well, I'm getting paid to go there, and I'm also lining up a couple other gigs while I'm out there. So I'll be doing
Great.
a little tour out there. I'll be
Great.
playing
That's
at
good.
Humph Hall, and
Now, just
few other
yourself or
places.
with a band? You
I'm just going out solo on this trip. I do know a couple of other people that are going to be there. Dom Flemons from the Carolina Chocolate Drops is a friend of mine. He's going to be playing at the festival, so we might have him sit in. And Rick Polari, of course, is an old buddy of mine. We sailed together on the Clearwater. Been friends for over 30 years. So he'll probably be sitting in on a bunch of my stuff, too.
That's great. Now, where else you going? Because
You're going to be playing in right here in locally in Sullivan County, right?
Yeah, right in Sullivan County. I'm going to be playing at the Wood Songs Coffee House at the Sullivan County Museum.
Where little Sparrow's playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
I
gonna.
played there too. with
Yeah,
them
that's
once.
right. Okay, I know where that is.
Yeah, I'm apparently the featured performer that night. Little Sparrow will be opening for me. That's a
great.
switch. And we'll be doing that on January 5th at the Sullivan County Museum, right down in the middle of.
That's
Hurleyville
going to be a
there.
good show because they got a good sound too.
Well, I know.
They
Fritz
played
was-
last week
Fritz
at
might
the
go video
fundraiser.
both because she's doing two different ones there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
great.
yeah, they're a
they
great
got
band.
They got a good
Great
sound.
band with Aldo Troiani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been on this show many times, and I've gotten them into a couple different fairs, too.
Good friends of the show.
We were supposed to go to London. We all got our passports, and our financer lost his money. So we said,
Well, I've heard that song before.
I can cash a check any place on the planet because I got a passport.
Yeah, well, I got my passport. It's all up to date. Although it did get washed in a washing machine last year. Apparently, passports will survive that if you do it once. I'm not going to do it a second time.
We got to get you over to Ireland.
Right.
You got.
I've been doing good in Ireland.
Very
we had
big
one
in
song
Ireland.
was on the internet worldwide was charted #1 for 10 weeks.
Oh, Ireland would be great. I'd love to go to Ireland sometime.
Me too, and I'd go anywhere. So where else you going? We got to try to mention some of this stuff.
Well, in February, once I get back from Australia the first week of February. I'm home for a couple of days, and then I'll be driving up to Toronto, where I'll be appearing with a bunch of other people in what they're calling the Daft Reunion Tour.
As long as you have your passport.
I have my passport. I'll have it.
He's getting to use his.
Yeah.
Ain't right.
Collecting those stamps, you know.
Yeah.
We'll be up there the third weekend in the second or third weekend in February. We'll be up in Toronto, and then I'll get back from there. And then in March, the beginning of March, I'll be driving. Well, the middle of March, I'll be driving out to Arizona, and I'll be doing a short tour out there in the Southwest.
That's great because here in the
We'd love
Hudson
to have you
Valley,
here, too.
yeah, it seems like in the winter the music scene basically shuts down here in the Hudson Valley. Just a couple of gigs here and there, and that's it.
Well, it depends on.
why.
I mean, there's lots of open mics to play at,
Yeah.
but you don't make any money playing at open mics.
That's true.
So, and since I am a musician for a living, my wife appreciates it when I go out and play for money. So.
Yeah, we have one guy in the area here. He goes down to the Keys in Florida. Will Hoppy's his name.
Yeah.
And he'll play there all winter and come back here in the summer.
Well, I'll be down there probably until April. I'll be back in the beginning of April. So, I'll be traveling a lot. I haven't particularly gone out to get away from winter here. I mean, after all, I'm going from Australia where it's going to be summer to Canada where it's going to be
Well, he wanted
winter
to play.
in
He
February.
wanted, like you're saying, he wanted to make
Yeah.
a living at it. And you got to go where that is.
Yeah, you got to go where the gigs are. So.
Who's your favorite performer to play with, or who you've opened for? Who's
Well,
some of your favorites?
they're all so good.
Don't want to put you on the spot or anything. Don't
Well,
leave anybody out.
I opened for Arlo Guthrie one time
Okay,
down at the
cool.
Tarrytown Music Hall. That was a real kick because when I first started playing, he was one of the people I wanted to be when I grew up.
Yeah.
He's actually only 3 years older than I am. But somebody that I play with all the time, and it's still a thrill, is Pete Seeger.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, Pete.
I've played.
He's actually been in Port Jervis and played in one of the high schools.
Yep. Well, it's hard to think of a place where he hasn't been at this point.
Right.
I mean, the guy's 93 years old and he's been playing since, geez,
93.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of the other guys that I had a lot of fun with was a fella named Ronnie Cox. You've actually got a
Oh,
picture
yeah.
of. Yeah, Ronnie Cox is actually a great singer and a songwriter. He's a fantastic songwriter. He writes
You got his picture right
some
here.
really good country stuff. He comes from the Southwest.
And he's an actor.
And yeah, he's an actor. You might recognize him from things like, Deliverance was his breakthrough movie. But then he's been in all the Beverly Hills Cops movies, and he's been on Star
He was
Trek
the
and
chief
Stargate.
of Beverly Hills
yeah.
Cop, which I recognize. And when I looked at the picture, he's one of these guys that you recognize the face, but it's hard to place the name to him.
Yeah, well,
But he was a big-time actor.
Yeah, we took a trip across Canada on a train. It's called the Folk Train. There were about 90 of us going to a conference out in Vancouver. And we caught the train in Toronto, and we all went out there. There must have been about 40 or 50 musicians. There were presenters on the train, and it was just a great trip.
Did anybody get any sleep? I could imagine just 24
It was
hours. Somebody's playing.
It was
somewhere.
it was a rolling folk festival for 3 or 4
I can
days.
see how that went, yeah.
Yeah.
3 in the morning, you're trying to get some shut-eye.
This picture. Now, this is up in Newburgh.
Actually, it's in Croton on the Hudson.
The Clearwater
Croton in the Hudson.
Festival.
Yeah, that's the Great Hudson River Revival, which I'll be playing at again in June this
And Pete
coming year.
Seeger's in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the all-star backup bands I've had. I had David Bromberg playing guitar, David Amram, world-famous concert conductor and composer, also friend of Jack Kerouac's, and Pete Seeger on banjo.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's another picture of me and David Bromberg the
Yeah.
same day.
Well, this kind of music's really Americana. This is really
I really
what
like
we grew up with.
I love the shirt and the hat. I love it. It's like, I always try to have a Hawaiian shirt flair going.
Oh, we know that.
Oh, well,
every
you know.
week, you know.
I only have one of them.
I like
but-
that. That's nice.
Well, my theory is if you're going to be playing in a big place, you got to wear loud clothes so you can
There
make
you
sure that
go.
people
See,
can
that's
see.
See, that's what I'm telling you. Whenever I go see him play or MC an event, I always throw on a Hawaiian shirt or a loud.
Well,
bright
I've
shirt, you know?
worked on boats. Concurrently with my music career, I've also I'm a licensed captain, and I sail on large traditionally rigged vessels like the Clearwater schooners, like the Voyager and
nice.
Archia. So I can captain those. So I'm the other part of my life is working on boats. So that's what we call a schoonerman's shore rig.
Okay.
Hawaiian shirt and khaki pants.
Well, I know.
I'm going to tell my brother-in-law that because he's a member of the Newburgh Yacht Club.
Oh,
over
there you go.
And he's always talking about working on his boat. I'm going to tell him that little story. There's a reason behind this Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Well, I can actually play a song about when I went down to the islands. I can do one of those.
All right.
So
That'd be great.
Very cool.
sure.
And have you traveled for touring on your boat?
I
Like,
haven't
up and down?
run a whole tour on my boat. No. But
Have you gone to gigs though?
yeah.
Yeah?
I have the Great Hudson River Revival. I went to via boat a couple of
That
times.
is cool.
I went
really
to
cool.
there was a Sandy Hook Festival, the Clearwater Festival at Sandy Hook, that my wife and I took her boat down to. Went down there a couple of times with her boat. So yeah, I've been to gigs. I've gone to gigs on a boat.
That's great.
that's
Just
the first time
finish
I've
the
heard
gig, and it's like you're up on the boat and you're heading home. Like
Yeah.
that's a great way to travel.
Yeah, no limo. You got a beautiful boat pulling in. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? He's the entertainment. He's pulling in.
That's great.
That's a
good
lot of
story.
fun.
Well, this will air all over the place.
Great.
And on a next Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, you'll be able to see if you got Time Warner cable.
And eventually it'll be up on YouTube, so everybody in Australia will be able to see it. Well, you can see it
That's-
worldwide once it's up on
that's
YouTube.
what we're going
so
for.
That'll be great. I got a couple of friends in Australia. I'll send it to them. Once it's up on YouTube, we'll Facebook it to them, and they can
Great.
share it with friends over in Australia. So that's cool.
Yeah, so he'll friend you, you friend him,
Yeah,
and we'll get you on there, and we plug whatever you got going.
That's right.
The food pantry is really a good thing.
If you
good
if you can help with the food pantries, especially in Sullivan County and Ulster and even Orange County too. A lot of people are in need this holiday season. So
So how many albums
Help
you
'em
got
out.
out? Because we didn't even get to that yet.
Actually, I have 7 albums out
Wow.
at this point. My first one is all original stuff. It's called Spending My Days. A couple of the songs I sang earlier are on some of the albums, and a couple of more are definitely going to be on the albums, the other songs I sing. The next album I put out was Cowboy Up, which is all Western music. I've been a host at I basically did it because I was working at a thing called the National Festival of the West out in Arizona. I was hosting a stage, and they said, "Oh, well, you can sell your CDs here, but your all original stuff isn't really Western music."
really,
so
you had to
so
put
I
that
said,
together.
"Well, okay, fine. Well, I've been playing cowboy music since I was a little kid,
Yeah.
but I never thought there was a real market for it."
Oh yeah,
back
there it
here.
is.
But out there, that's exactly what they wanted. So I had an excuse to go into the studio and just sing all the old cowboy songs that I wanted
Great.
That's great.
to do.
We got to do a Western swing there with the Carl Richards
Yeah.
band, Carl.
Well, I was telling about my uncle with the Felt brothers, who was with Tex Ritter and all them old Western movies.
Yeah.
And they actually, it wasn't even country Western. To me, it's more like a bluegrass swing style.
Yeah. Well,
And
you had all sorts of
That was like the
melding
30s
of
and
musical
40s and
genres
stuff,
out there in
yeah.
the 30s and the 40s.
If anyone wants to purchase the CDs, they can go to the website or
Well, they can email me.
email you.
Yeah. I don't do a lot of merchandise online,
Okay.
but if you just shoot me an email, and I'll tell you where to send the check, and I'll send you out a CD.
And the email, I got it right here, Rick Nestler at hvc.rr.com is the email, and that's on the website too. On Facebook?
Yeah, it's on Facebook.
Okay, so Facebook and become friends with Rick on
And
Facebook.
we'll send all our friends to check
That's
them
right.
out on Facebook too. And
We'll share it.
any flyers you're going near the area, anywhere, because it goes all over the world, just send them to us with a share, and we'll post them all over.
Sure, great.
So
It's just amazing in the last few years what social media has become.
It's hard to keep
Isn't it?
up.
It really is.
I have a friend of mine, Fred Gillen, who he was for a while there. He was maintaining like 8 websites, and he had MySpace and Facebook and Reverb Nation, and there's just so many of them out there at this point. He said it just got to the point where he was doing nothing but spending time online, just maintaining these websites. He goes, I had to give a couple of them up just so I could play some music.
right.
So
It does get like that.
A friend of mine in California watches the shows when we get them up on YouTube. And he's like, well, why don't you tweet during the show? Like Twitter? I'm like, we don't do Twitter. We don't, we're on Facebook and everything else. And he's like, I'd love to get a tweet while you're doing the show. And I'm like, you hear these sports stars, they're getting in trouble during like the NASCAR, Brad Keselowski, sitting in the car during a race. Tweeting on his phone.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like, I'm not going to. I got the phone right here, but
Listen, I can't
we don't have Twitter. But
now. You want me to start tweeting?
I might sign up for it just to.
I don't have a smartphone. I have a
get
dumb
going.
phone, and
I don't know. I don't know.
I can't tweet.
If you want us to go on Twitter, folks, let us know on Facebook.
Well, we're glad you came down. Why don't you go get set up? We're going to talk a little more.
Sure.
We appreciate you coming down.
Yeah.
Love the music.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. So, what do you think? Should we do Twitter? Facebook is
You do your own Twitter and tweeters and whatever we do.
3,500 friends on Facebook, so that's crazy. The website's ricknestler.com. Check out the website. You're watching the show. You sitting. I know your computer's got to be sitting within 10 feet
I checked
of
my
the TV.
website the other day, and there's 10,000 people looked at my website.
That's great. We got.
I don't know what they said, but they looked at it.
We also want to let people know if you're interested in any nonprofits interested in trips. I got a couple lined up that I'm going to be letting you know in the next couple of weeks. We got the NASCAR trip going to Dover June 2nd. So if you're interested in that, and there's a couple casino trips going to be coming up in the spring. Go to facebook.com/Benzie Promotions, and then look up Carl and myself on Facebook if you want to get involved in the station at all.
Right, and if you want to see my website, it's carlrichardsband.com. And if you need a good band, we have over 350 bands that we promote. And
That's right.
Also my own band, which is like a rockabilly band.
Excellent band. And go check us out on Facebook. There's a video of the fundraiser we did at Toys for
Facebook,
Kids with Santa and Mrs. Claus dancing, playing the tambourine.
Hey,
So
I've
check
had
that video
everybody
out.
dance with us. Now, we had Santa Claus dancing with our band. That was great.
Excellent band. Check out the video. You'll see. And you can.
And we got to shout out
Get
to
him to
Herb
play.
out there. Our buddy Herb was going through some back surgery and stuff.
Photosbysac.com. He's in the hospital, so I'll get well soon for her.
So you want to introduce this gentleman? He's going to do 3 or 4 songs, whatever we need, and take the show out tonight.
All right, his website is ricknestler.com. One more time, let's hear it for Rick Nestler.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to do I mentioned the fact that I sail a lot. This is a song I wrote down in St. Thomas after sailing from Mystic, Connecticut, down to St. Thomas via Bermuda, where we had weather that started out dead calm, and then eventually went all the way up to 30-foot seas and 50-knot winds. When we got down to St. Thomas, we had to put the boat back together, and this is the story all about that.
so long you want to sit and listen to the reggae song. There is work that must be done in the hot and blistering sun. Will chip that paint and slush down that mask. Will broil as long as the job does last. It does no good to complain about the sun and the rum and the rain. Well, way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane. All of the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, now way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane. All of the sun and the rum and the rain. Well, it rains hard, but not for long, but long enough to make everything else go wrong. All that's sanded is wet on the boat, just when the bridewood needs another coat. And then the power is shorted out. You don't know whether you should cry, if you should shout. The only three things you can explain, they are the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane. All of the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane. All of the sun and the rum and the rain. In the evening when the work is done, that's the time you can go out, look for some fun. Buy $1 bottle of rum, have a drink, then give your mate some. Another bottle, maybe 2 or 3 more. The crew is happy, knows what's in store. Tomorrow morning there will be some great pain because of the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane. All of the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane. All of the sun and the rum and the rain. Whee! Thank you very much. Well, this next song is about a little place I used to hang out when I lived in Hastings on the Hudson. It's called Susie's. And there's a place like this in just about every town in the country, or at least there used to be back when they allowed smoking in bars. Well, it's a dirty little tavern in the middle of our town, and everything inside of it is stained tobacco brown. It's at the bottom of a hill, easy to stumble down, and it's the only place for miles and miles around. But those drinks, they are cheap, and that music, it is loud, and that smoke hangs in the barroom in a blue, hazy cloud. And the times I feel at home are when I'm sitting on my throne, sitting on my bar stool all alone. Well, now I can feel just like a king almost any night. The barmaid, she's a friend of mine. She treats me all right. I just sit here with my drink in my hand, survey all of my land, waiting for a honky-tonk queen to sit down by my side. But those drinks, they are cheap, sitting on my throne, sitting on my bar stool all alone. Well, now the peasants in my kingdom, they drink barley, hops, and malt. The ones that swill tequila, well, they forgot about the salt. They're happy as can be, thinking that they are free, while they're shackled to this bar like you and me. But those drinks, they are cheap, and that music, it is loud, and that smoke hangs in the barroom in a blue, hazy cloud. And the times I feel at home are when I'm sitting on my throne, sitting on my bar stool all alone. Well, now I'm sitting on my bar stool all alone. Thank you. It's called Just Another Bar Song. Well, this is an old traditional song. For the longest time, I'd only heard one verse to this song. Well, a friend of mine made up another verse, and I made up a third verse, and now I got a full song here.
Do this one and one more.
Okay, gotcha. Blow your whistle, freight train. Take me further on down the track. I'm going away, leaving here today. Yes, I'm going, and I ain't coming back. I'd rather be in some dark holler where the sun don't ever shine than to be here alone, knowing that you're gone, broken hearted, with your loving on my mind. So now blow your whistle, freight train. Take me further on down the track. I'm going away, leaving here today. You know I'm going, and I ain't coming back. I'd rather be in New York City, where the smoke and the haze are bad, than to be here alone, knowing that you're gone, broken hearted, with the only love I've had. So now blow your whistle, freight train. Take me further on down the track. I'm going be out on the river where the waves force the sloop to roll, than to be here alone, knowing that you're gone like a body without any soul. So now blow your whistle, freight train, take me further on down the track. I'm going away, even here today. You know I'm going and I ain't coming back. Yes, I'm going away, leaving here today. You know I'm going and I ain't coming back. Okay. All right, this is one I like to close up with. This is a song that actually came out in one fell swoop. Went to pick up my girlfriend at the train station with a friend of ours. Just as I was sitting down to write this song, and it goes just like this. Well, I'm northbound on that long and lonesome train, good Lord. Northbound on that long and lonesome train. Can't say why I have to go, I can only say that I'll miss you so when I'm northbound on that long, lonesome train. Well, I saw you at the station waving me goodbye. Yeah, I saw you waving me goodbye. Wanted to leave you with a smile, you just cried all the while. And I'm northbound on that long, lonesome train. I'm northbound on that long and lonesome train, good Lord, yeah, I'm northbound on that long and lonesome train. Can't say why I have to go, only say that I miss you so, and I'm northbound on that long, lonesome train. Now there's lots of folks on this old train to keep me company, lots of folks to keep me company.